Welcome back to the Tahoe Real Estate Show. Carl Hasty joins us from the Tahoe Transportation District. Carl, we've been having you come in and give us updates on the Highway 50 project for a number of years. Where do we stand today?
Yeah, thanks. It's good to see you again. In October, we had an informational item in front of the TRPA board on the project to get them back up to speed. And in November here, we're going to head into decision hearings, what's considered decision hearings, which means the meetings in which the project will be certified and approved. The first date being November 7th with the Advisory Planning Commission of TRPA. The second date will be the 9th with TTD board making its decision. And the last is the second day of the TRPA meeting, which will be Thursday the 15th.
We've been working on this for a number of years. Are we close to the finish line?
We are close to the finish line as far as the decision and getting ready to move into the next phase, which is the more exciting part, I think, is the design and then the replacement housing.
So let's talk about affordable housing. It's been a challenge for business owners in the community here to have affordable housing to attract and retain, staff and personnel here in the community. How is this project going to help?
Well, this is one place where I'm excited to TTD having a role, because we certainly have felt that same as an employer in our ability to attract and keep employees that need. So this project, because we will have to be acquiring some housing through on the California side, what our commitment is here is that we will be replacing that, which is about 76 units, what we think we'll have to acquire. And we'll know when we get to final design that exact number. But we're committed to replacing that with 109 units of deed-restricted multifamily housing. And of those 109 units, 102 would be deed-restricted low income, and the other 7 would be deed-restricted moderate income. That's a large number of housing units, and I'm pretty excited about our ability to be able to bring that forward.
Pretty big impact here to the South Shore community, how we get around transportation-wise as well, with only 76 housing units being impacted. And what's the timeline? Is it going to happen overnight? Do we start in 2019?
Well, we will start in 2019, but we've got another clock that starts ticking there. And the two big things that we'll be starting on will be the final design of the project itself and the replacement housing. So those are the two aspects. With the replacement housing, we could be seeing replacement housing breaking ground and going into construction as early as 2020. And we do have some opportunities that we're exploring right now, and we're eager to get past the decision so we can move more earnestly into the development of that.
If I'm one of the 76 units, the timeline for me is probably,
If you're one of the 76 units, you've got a ways out. I mean, that's a whole nother clock and task when it comes to acquisition and relocation. We're actually some years out from that. Our aim is to get the replacement housing available and on the ground first, and certainly for any of those residents, and then there's an opportunity. But the acquisition and relocation process itself will take longer than the timeline I'm talking about.
Carl, I think you've worked on this project as long as I've known you, at least 10 years. It's nice to see it finally come to fruition.
We're very pleased with that. We think we've worked really hard with the community. This is a very good project that's improved immensely with that kind of input, and this is going to be a great benefit to the community overall.
I've got some more questions. Can you stick with us here throughout the rest of the show? We'll come back with some more questions from the Tahoe Transportation District.
Thanks.
All right, stay tuned. More of the Tahoe Real Estate Show coming up after the break.